Hi everybody, I'm Dennis Lilly with Groundwork Lawrence. I'm here with my colleague Eric Lundquist. You know us as the Tree Guys. Today I'm here to talk about an exciting project that we have coming up this fall. Now I'm here on the O'Connell South Common. This is one of the iconic parks here in the city, one of my favorite places to go, and it's known for this huge canopy of these big mature oaks. We talked about the urban heat island effect in one of our more recent videos. This is a perfect way to beat the heat island effect. Find some natural green space, get under some shade. We're about 30 degrees cooler than out here on Market Street, where there's nothing but asphalt and concrete. And you can see that we've got a lot of planting, both to fill in the gaps in the canopy, but also younger trees that are starting to grow. So just as in a real forest, when these trees age out and have to be replaced, these young trees will have 10 or 15 years of growth under their belt. They'll be able to rise up and take the place of these mature trees and continue providing us with shade canopy. What if you don't live near or close to a park or don't have a big backyard? What if you're in an apartment building right on a street that doesn't have trees on it? Well, that's where the creation of tree pits and tree belts and planting street trees becomes vitally important to the health and comfort of people living in cities like Lawrence. And that's why we're here today, to talk about a really exciting project we have coming up. It's called the Market Street Tree Canopy Project. Thanks to the generous funding of the TD Bank Foundation and the National Arbor Day Society through their Green Streets Grant Program, we're going to be able to create 35 street tree pits along Market Street. This is a really exciting project. It's going to change the whole streetscape on Market Street, and it's going to make life for everybody around there a lot more comfortable. So let's take a look and see what we're talking about. So I'm here along Market Street on the sidewalk, and I'm enjoying the shade of this massive oak tree. And it's still pretty comfortable over here. But most of the sidewalk on Market Street isn't in shade. It doesn't have an oak tree nearby. In fact, it's very much like this, all open, surrounded by concrete and asphalt, 20 or 30 degrees hotter. And that's what we're trying to combat with this project. And we're going to start by working with our friends at Mahoney Masonry to create a tree trench along the edge of this parking lot, and we're going to plant 3 trees, a Kentucky coffee tree and 2 honey locusts. And that's going to help shade the parking lot and that sidewalk. From there, we're going to cross South Union Street and pick it up in the sidewalk in front of Jackson Lumber. Let's go take a closer look at that. So we're here on Market Street at the intersection of Market and South Union. Jackson Lumber is right over here. And as you can see behind me, this is what this whole section of Market Street from South Union to Parker Street looks like. A big wide sidewalk, asphalt on this side, asphalt on that side, no shade at all. I'm baking in this heat island. This is where it all starts. This is where our tree pits are going to begin. When the city comes in next month to replace this sidewalk, we're going to work with them to create these tree pits and create homes for 35 new trees. Let's go a little farther down and talk more about the trees we selected for this project. So one of the most important aspects of planning out a street tree project is species selection, picking your trees. You can tell right where I am, I'm surrounded by asphalt. Street trees have a tough existence. Constant sunlight, you're baked from heat radiating up from below, you've got road salt to deal with, and if you look back here, overhead lines that really mean you can't use large trees. So we've got to take all this stuff into consideration. Now, in the section behind me, we've got to pick small flowering trees, our street trees. But once we get here, near the end of Jackson Lumber's warehouse, power lines cross the street. I've got nothing above me. This is where we're going to switch to big, tall canopy trees. They're going to grow fast and spread out wide and shade the entire sidewalk and a big section of the street. Back on the South Common, back in the shade, thank goodness. This is a really exciting project. We can't wait for this to happen in the fall. And as we progress, as these tree pits are created, and as we get the trees out here and get them planted, you're going to see more videos of us. We're going to show you the tree pits being made, help you understand what goes into that. We're going to introduce you to some of the trees that we're planting so you'll understand why we picked them. And look forward to seeing a kickoff event sometime this fall, getting a regular update. So please follow us on Facebook and Instagram, or visit the Groundwork Lawrence website, groundworklawrence.org.